little bit about what's in the white paper and also about the session that you've just taken at the DSA and any things you may have picked up that were particular importance to you?
Well, the white paper was written because the world is different. There have been changes that make the task of achieving the Millennial Development Goals much more difficult. It's been a huge success over the last 20 years. But now with the world recession, with climate change, which is now a present reality, not a future one, and the fact that conflict is undermining so much of what we're all trying to do in so many countries, with half of children dying before the age of 5, dying in conflict-affected countries. Those are three issues that need to be addressed, so right on the bullseye, if you like. And the white paper is not saying we're going to focus on those and not focus on the day job of educating children and so on. We're still going to honour the commitments. So the government is totally committed to 0.7% of GDP by 2013, totally committed to all of our commitments on basic public services, education, health, and so on. But we are going to focus more on the opportunities that come from the fact that we're having the worst recession in 80 years. And so the white paper lays out a whole set of ideas and actions that both are going to help countries get through the current crisis, through changing institutions, through social protection schemes, a whole range of issues there, but also help countries to restore growth and do it better in the fall. A much more balanced growth, a much more equitable growth, so a whole range of issues. And the important thing here is that the crisis provides a political opportunity, a space to do things that might not have been possible. An opportunity both at the international level to reform international institutions and so on, but also at the national level within developing countries where the smart countries will use the fact that vested interests are not quite as strong as they were to make the kinds of changes that need to be made for really sustainable growth. So number one, sort of the recession. Number two, climate change, a whole range of issues there, starting with a Copenhagen deal, and most importantly a Copenhagen deal, but also a lot of other issues about how we can promote the right kind of technologies into our partner countries in the developing world. And third, a whole set of issues relating to conflict, much more serious and political diagnostic than we've been doing now, focusing on political settlement, on understanding the causes of conflict and addressing those, on the most basic functions of a state such as security and justice, and then also meeting the expectations that everyone has for education and health. Now, the discussion this morning was terrific. I think it focused on issues such as the world being not only different in those three areas I've just mentioned, but also different. The whole power structure of the world is different. The emergence of China and India and the G20 and so on. And we very much share that view. We deeply understand that. So, for example, DFID still has an aid program in China, but all of that money is helping China, working with China in terms of how China's engaged in the world. Because China is now an incredibly important player in Africa, in the world trading system, in climate change and so on. So the partnership we would have with a country like China is much richer and deeper than the old-fashioned one where we might be trying to help China address its own poverty. The reason we're really interested in China and poverty reduction is because they have so much to teach us. And so, for example, our whole research program, we're doing a lot of work on China. So it's not so much we go to China in order to help them, although I hope we do, but we go to China partly because of their role in the world and because we've got a lot to learn from them. So that was one strand of discussion this morning, sort of the changing power structure in the world. Another strand, which was very interesting, was as DFID and the British government focus on what's really our comparative advantage, which is changing international systems and so on, changing international organizations and so on. It's terribly important that we keep plugged into the grassroots, so to speak. And it's very, very important that we not spend all our time in, Brussels and New York. We actually understand what real people, the voices of the poor, so to speak. And that's a very important issue for us. And that's why we still have 50 offices around the world with people working very, very hard, social development specialists, governance specialists, economists, understanding those countries, not only to help those countries, but so that we're more effective at the international level and so on. So those were two very important strands.
Asking you what else the DSA can do to help DFID. Could you just give me a couple of ideas along those lines?
Well, what matters more than DFID's money is the ideas that we bring to the table. And we don't create all the ideas. We're smart, but quite frankly, it's the development community, it's the research community. So the DSA, we would like to have a deeper relationship with both institutions. We have a deep relationship with individuals and with some institutions, but actually the DSA is an unusual animal because it brings a truly sort of multidisciplinary approach. I mean, a lot of political analysts, a lot of anthropologists, a lot of social specialists, as well as economists come to the table here. And it's not only academics, it's institutes, it's civil society, and so on. So I feel that we aren't quite there yet in terms of relationship, and I would really crave a deeper one that really adds value. And today we just scratched the surface, but the door is open, I think, on both sides, and so we're going to work on it.